Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age on the MysteriousJG. So, I don't know exactly what we need to do, and I know that it has something to do with this zone. And when I say I don't know exactly what we need to do, I mean I haven't actually read in specific sequence how to do this. But I know that in order to unlock these zones we haven't been to before, we need chocobos. And we need to interact with something that you couldn't interact with before. Apparently reaching Fawn Coast makes this quest doable. So we need to wander around in this zone and look for... We had these different things that look like... sort of like... They look like some kind of technological device built in some kind of ancient stone structures. And we couldn't do anything with them before. But now we can. And between that and riding chocobos to jump to zones we couldn't get to before... because we've seen a few of them floating around, we should be able to go to places we couldn't get to before, which will include a boss fight against an Esper. I did find out, though, that... yeah, these Necrohall of Nabudis, there's like a boss fight hidden in there, there's a boss fight hidden there, there's a boss fight hidden there. I think this boss fight... and this boss fight unlock probably this boss fight. But the thing is, there's a whole quest when you talk to the dude who's hanging around over here. There's guys with magical amulets and blah blah. Well, it turns out we can do most but not all of that quest now, but there's a little piece we have to do after we've been to the Imperial capital. Or after we have access to it. So we can't actually do the super boss of the Nabudis blah 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 yet. Which is okay, because apparently it's even harder than Zeromus. And I feel like we just kind of barely got past Zeromus. Like if I had used all my mischarges with the boys after having already used them with the girls, and the girls were pretty much wiped out, and then it was down to the boys, and like... he had a little bit of health left, but he like really kicked his defense into extra high. Like, I was at a point where I was like, I may have just expended my force against this guy and not been able to quite get it done. So, we won, but not with a whole lot to spare. And this next boss is even tougher. I'd be inclined to wait. So we're not being allowed to interact with that. Maybe we can interact with this one? We do have Moogles running around now. Guess what? I saw a giant bomb deep in the Psychowood, Kupo. Yeah, I already dealt with that. But Crafts Moogle, eh? I heard the shrines are broken and the springs dried up. Yeah, see, the plot-wise, we have to actually... deal with the Crafts Moogles and the Feywood and blah blah before we can do this, and that's why this is now unlocked. Where the shrines are broken and the springs dried up, but look at all the water, Kupo. I came all the way out here for nothing. Oh, I don't know about that. Behold, water's returned to the parched shrines. I still don't know how the flow came back, but this clears up a few mysteries. Would you care to hear my theory? Sure. Previously, I believe these shrines were a sort of artificial spring meant to deliver water to these mountains. How wrong I was. In fact, when water is flowing to the shrines, touching a shrine just so causes the temperature of the water to rise quite dramatically. The steam from this, that's what lifts up the floatweed around the shrines, floating up like balloons, floating on the air itself. It's a characteristic of the floatweed that makes it react to the steam so. In fact, I believe the shrines were made for no other purpose. And that, as they say, is that. I'm with you. Allow me to continue. I ask, for what purpose might we want to float? Floatweed is a sturdy sort of shrub. Floating, several people can stand on it quite secure. Now, a book I read back at Arcady said that floatweed was sometimes used to bridge gaps between rocks and such on mountain paths. I believe that here in Mosphora, someone attempted to do the very same thing. Fascinating, don't you think? In documents on the Mosphoran highways, one often hears of a place whose name translates roughly to the wind-blown worm god path. I had always wondered what it meant, and now I think it means the path's made of floatweed, and at the end of the path of the gods, heaven. Oh, it's the Rainbow Bridge to Valhalla. Valgo 13 should be notified, so that he can listen to the music play in the last stage of his NES game. Never mind. In other words, this was all a way to make a path to the summit. That's my theory, at least. So, did you follow all that? I followed. Unfortunately, I still can't find the route to the summit. Perhaps there's a trick to using the floatweed, or perhaps something else is needed. One thing's for sure, I should get to the bottom of this, and then to the top, obviously. One of the old shrines up here always had water, so I started wondering why none of the others did. No sooner did I have the thought than water started bubbling for the rest of the shrines. Weren't I surprised? This fellow here says the shrine waters have something to do with the road to the hidden place and the Mosphoran highways. Intriguing, eh? I'll admit it, when water started flowing down from the shrine, I was surprised. Take a look, boy. It's quite beautiful. That one over there, he's come all the way from the Arcades, to visit the shrine and learn its secrets. Here I'm supposed to bring my wares to the hunter's camp on the Fawn Coast, but Bodden is nowhere to be found. Where could he be? We got a schedule to keep. So this guy doesn't sell. Yeah, used a lot of high potions. This guy doesn't really sell. Doesn't really sell anything that we really, really need. Just looking for stuff that grants us immunities or resistances. Just kind of hoping this guy might sell Gaishal greens. Because apparently we need to ride a chocobo to get anywhere with this quest from now on. Hello there, traveler. Listen close and I'll let you in on a secret. There's a path on this mountain. You need a chocobo. It looks that's quite handy too. Sorry, but I can't lend you one of mine. These are for the caravan. You can't move words if you can't move, eh? You got some Gaishal greens on you. You might try riding a wild chocobo. I saw one just northeast up the mountain. So how much Gaishal greens have we got? Do not know that these are in any logical order at all. Apparently either we have none or it's considered a key item. I thought we had some Gaishal greens. If we don't have Gaishal greens, I need to go get some Gaishal greens. Ah, shoot. Well, the wiki definitely mentioned where to get it. I just thought I already had some. So, let's see. Gaishal greens that can be bought at the Clan Provision or Rabanastre Bazaar. From Dice next to the Gate Crystal in Balfenheim Port. Don't have that. Skyferry route between Rabanastre and Albina Fortress. So I guess I gotta go to the Clan Provision in Rabanastre, and if that doesn't work, I gotta travel from Rabanastre to Albina and buy them on the ship. Either way, this is not gonna be as simple as I thought. And since I'm already 10 minutes into the video, I apologize, but I think you guys are kind of along for the ride. But that is assuming I don't already have some, and I'm just not seeing it for some reason. Now they said northeast up the path. I mean, I could just head northeast and see if if I can find where you're supposed to catch the wild chocobo from, and if I can interact with one, it already shows me having... Yeah, I got 26 greens. What the hell? I guess they just don't show up on the regular old item thing. Yeah, I figured I had plenty of greens. I think I actually bought some. Oh, you don't have them for an unlimited amount of time, I guess. It really seems like you're supposed to be able to... Like, maybe I was supposed to hit X to sprint there, and I didn't. But it really sure feels like this is one of the places we're supposed to be able to make it. No? I don't get it. I figured this chocobo was part of how you get from to these little, because there's all these zones over there that we couldn't get to before. Okay, well, I'm doing it wrong. Obviously doing it wrong. I saved. This whole video turns out to be a big waste, then so be it. Ah, well. I got 26 of this Geishal green, so I don't know what causes its sprint meter to come back, but ooh. Coming down here doesn't help me at all. Don't think I'm supposed to jump down from up here, because I think that might be the actual end of the path. Although, maybe not. It kind of does look like you could jump down from up here if you're on a chocobo. Well, maybe dismounting and getting back on it will restore its dash meter. Or maybe it isn't even here anymore, it teleports away. Okay, well, I certainly have enough Geishal greens that I can afford to mess this up a few times. I don't know how many times in the game it's going to be necessary to use a chocobo, but you know what? I'm cut to the chase here. Could explore and figure this out, but I feel like I'd be spending a lot of time on it. Ride it across the hidden path indicated by an exclamation point on the map. Okay, never mind. The map should actually be showing us where to go. I'm not seeing an exclamation point on the map, but it does seem to indicate that I don't need to guess. Like, when I get to where the path is, it should be giving me an indication that you can take the hidden path. Though that doesn't seem to be it, so shoot. But I think I might have... There might be something I was supposed to do in the village before I did this, so I might have screwed this up. It might have been a step I was supposed to do before I hopped on a chocobo that I didn't do right. Or it could be that I'm supposed to be heading this way. So I haven't headed down here yet. Boy, it sure looks like I could potentially hop right over there, huh? Oh, come on, that looks perfect. I mean, we've seen chocobos in other games jump wider gaps than that. Alrighty. The funky chocobo music. It comes from hell, you know. Sorry, that would be a different game's chocobo music. All right, this doesn't seem to be accomplishing anything. So let's get off of this chocobo and see if I'm supposed to be activating some other shrine. So let's go interact with all the shrines here. A strange scent arises from the running water. Touch the shrine. Yeah, this is probably now going to unlock all the stuff that I needed to be able to do before. Probably I can hop around on the chocobo pass with this. The surrounding float weed is lofted into the air by steam coming from the shrine. Gotcha. Okay. What about you? Can I activate you? Are you both activated? Yes, cool. I was just wondering if I can only have one going at a time or something, because that would turn this into a navigation puzzle as opposed to just... you know. Looks like you can have them all going at the same time. Game's fine with it. It actually kind of digs it. I like it when you activate all the shrines at one time, says the game. Triple H. Don't seem to be able to interact with this one. Well, I mean, maybe that's enough for now. Don't know if I can get up to that one. Maybe I can, and maybe I should, and maybe I can't, and maybe I won't. Alright. So it's going to be a whole video of mucking about with this before we actually get to the boss, but that's okay. Seems fair. I mean, I kind of want to figure a little bit of this out for myself, not have all of it done for me by explanations on the wiki. Although this is very much a game where, again, you know, speeding things up makes it go easier, but all the backtracking to, you know, like, if you're, like, how do I get into the locked door in the Necrohalla Nabudis? Well, if you don't have a frickin'... see, now there's all these exclamation points marked. Great, got it. If you don't have all, like, a FAQ, and this game came from the era where they were selling guides, but if you didn't have a FAQ, it's like, how the hell are we supposed to figure this out? Wandering around, re-entering zones that you'd already been to, and talking to everybody 100 times when you can't move at 4 times speed and are just slowly moving through this game's large maps. That would get really freaking old. Aha, okay. Got it. You really can only have so many at a time. Because I saw those coming down when I activated this other one. Alright. Well, that being said, I could totally go with the, just go straight to the guide and figure it out from there, but... Okay, this one you still don't interact with. Let's just see if we can get a little bit at a time here. Because if we check the map, we've now got enough stuff that we can get and explore this zone. Then later on we can come over and explore this zone. And then last we can explore this zone. Probably. Oh wait, we didn't even need the frickin' chocobo for this. Okay, well never mind. I misunderstood how this worked. Well, we need the chocobo for some part of it. Okay. I don't think the game will let me trap myself up here. I don't think you need chocobos to. But we can't explore we can't open chests. So I figure we need to at least come up here and open the chests in case there were one-time fancy pants chests. Well, we got Stamp, so that was a one-time fancy pants chest. Well, hold on a second. We'll take you out real quick. It doesn't matter. Let me see if I fully explored this zone. Oh, blood sword. Nice. I already had one, but I don't think anybody other than Ash can use them. But oh, maybe someday she'll be able to dual wield blood swords. Who knows? Okay, so it sure looks like you could continue on this way. But that also appears to be the end of the map. That's what I was wondering. Is there a point in trying to get farther that way? Yeah, so now I'm kind of curious about figuring this out on my own, but that's already active. So we'll get this one going again. Okay. Maybe this is where we need the chocobo. That'll get it to the end of that path. I don't know how much farther we can take this thing. Because I feel like at some point there's going to be a difference between a path that you use to get to the boss and a path that we can just use to get to treasure. Anyway, these paths are revealed. And I wasn't sure whether we could get across here without needing more path. A bunch of humbubbas. But because at some point, I figured we would get to the end of here and... well, there's more places you can go. I'm getting pretty close to the end of it here. But so far, I haven't seen where you actually need the chocobo. I think that's where we need to get to fight the boss. Well, I'm not positive what's going on here. So let's grab all the treasures we can while we're up there. Spell mode, which is good because we used a few of those in the previous boss battle. But yeah, we'll grab a bunch of loots up here because that was something we were going to have to dismount from the chocobo to do anyway. And, yeah. Oh, one of you is going to hit it. Just hit it. I guess not. See what happens when we come up this way. I know it takes us back to town, but, this may be a special loot. Turtle shell choker. Don't think I already had one of those, so let's see what it does. Well, apparently I already had one of those. Or it's not an accessory. Oh. Well. Still, it allows you to cast magic using MP gold rather than MPs, which couldn't do before. Ooh. Well, this is one that I couldn't reach before. The question is that I just prevent myself from getting back up here. Sort of. Yeah, sort of. I think this means that I need to be able to defeat that boss, and unless I can kick down a ladder from up here or something. You've got to be able to defeat this boss in one I can't, like, set up the path to it and then go save. So everything I've done will be undone if we don't beat this boss on the first try, because I believe we are heading now towards the zone where we would fight this boss. And although the boys got the glory of the kill on Zeromus, the girls did most of the damage. Can't remember if it was the boys or the girls who defeated Kuklain the Impure. Because I feel like it might be time to give the girls a chance to play. Or a chance to get a thrilling victory. Either way, folks, we're calling it a video. And when we come back, we are going to go deal with, I believe,
we're going to go fight another Esper, because I think that last area we didn't get is just like a standalone treasure zone that I need to get to by activating a different shrine. I'm MysteriousJG. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.